Field trips are a big part of summer camp. They can be complex. How do you manage field trips?
You don't have to do a field trip every day to think you're better than another school. I only do two field trips a week and have been for 27 years, and I still have one of the largest after-school programs in America.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even on Facebook. I'm not on social media, okay? And I'm going to get there soon, so I'm operating on 7 turbocharged cylinders, twin turbo, just so you know. But like the bowling alley, if you want to go to the bowling alley, call them now. Make sure that you're going to get in there. Tell them what dates you want to go, okay? And if you can guesstimate how many kids you're going to bring, they'll reserve 2 lanes, 4 lanes, 6 lanes, 8 lanes, whatever you need. And how old your kids are, 5 to 12, they'll have an idea how many shoes they're going to need, okay? All right? And if you have a really big group and they're really well-trained and quiet, you can also try and get your brochure back in there like I have and get more students from the bowling alley. Same thing goes with Monkey Joe's Jump House or wherever you're at. If you go to a bounce house or roller skating or ice skating or to the pool, you need to start booking those things ahead of time. We go to the city park and for our pool, and it's $1 a kid, okay? But this year they're revamping that pool. I had to go one city over to Castleberry, and it's $2 a kid. I'll pay it all day long, but we get the whole pool to ourselves, both the big pool and the wave pool, and they have a park right there in the shade right next to it with swings and slides, and it's all like mulched. It's really nice, and there's shade trees there. We also bought soccer balls for the kids to kick around out there if they're not swimming, and we bought plastic jump ropes and stuff to do. We bring that with us. We bring basketballs with us. They can play basketball. Not everybody's going to swim or want to swim, so we have that set up for $2 a kid. My other field trips, like I already mentioned to you, between the bowling alley and roller skating and Monkey Joe's and the movie theater, average about $7. Some are 5, some are 8, but average about $7. That comes out of our pocket for my overhead. So when you're away from your school, you take on the liability of being away from your school in traffic, okay? And then if you're going to a big theme park, like here in Central Florida, you have the liability of possible predators there at a particular big venue. And so we don't want to do that. And plus it costs more as well. So every time you're out, you're paying for the fuel, you're paying the drivers. As you know, I'll get into transportation in a minute. I use outside professional drivers. I don't have my staff schlepping kids. They're with the kids. I have teachers, I have managers, I have bus drivers. I don't mix those up. So you need to know where you're going to go, have an idea of it right now. And I would at least see if you can get an idea of when you're going to come on your calendar so you can maybe book it ahead of time. How many lanes, how many kids at bowling, or how many shoes you're going to need, that kind of.
You say that you hire these bus drivers. So somebody's hired to take the kids to the bowling alley and bring them back. Over what period of time would that field trip or a typical field trip happen, and what would that bus driver cost, and how do you find them?
Good question, John. That's a really good question. But my bus drivers here in Central Florida, this will vary. I start them off at $150 a week. They work about 2 hours after school each day for the after school program. Really about 1 hour worth of work, but you got to get here early, start up the bus, get the bus list. Each bus driver does 2 or 3 schools, and then time to get back here, then park the bus. Maybe 2 hours transpired. You started at $150 a week. You're with me a year or more. It's $175 a week, and that's what I do for that amount of work. During the summer camp, we do it a little differently. We pay them maybe $50 to just do the trip like that. If you hire an outside person, you're going to pay $200 for the flat rate. But these are my bus drivers; they work for me. If they're doing 2 field trips a week, they get $100 for those field trips. They're only doing like 2 days a week, okay, as opposed to 5 days a week where they were getting $150 or $175. They'll get like $100 for those 2 field trips, okay? I've done it before, back when I used to outsource for 16 years to a professional transportation company from Orlando International Airport. And when I hired them, I originally talked to them, I want to hire you for my summer camp. Well, what do you charge? And it was $200 flat rate. It's about 2 hours, John. A field trip's about 2 hours, okay? They park the bus either there at the site or go to maybe a shopping mall right there outside of it and park it in the outside parking lot, maybe read a book or something, okay? And then they come back and pick us up. It was $200. But I said, if I use your company, I want to use you to roll over in the fall for me. I'm getting ahead, but I'm going into transportation here. But I'm not going to pay you $200 a day. What I'm going to do, I'll give you a great amount of money if you work with me. I'm going to pay you on a per student basis. And what I did for my rate here back then, I don't know, I was charging $73 a week or $75 a week. And I gave them $20 a week per child, whether they came 1 day or 5 days. So in order to get this person for my summer camp, I said, I want to use you for my summer camp, but I want to use a company that's going to work with me in the fall. Okay, so that's what I did with that, how I originally do that. You can do one without the other, and you can carry them yourself if you want in the fall. That's fine. But how I originally did it, I hired a company at $200, a flat rate for 2 hours, twice a week for field trips. For the company I chose, I said, I'm running at the time 150 kids probably, and I said, I'll give you $20 a week per child, whether they come 1 day or 5 days. I'll pay you the same. I had a day rate that covered me, so I was always in the black. So, it's whether you're going to carry them yourself, you're going to outsource, or own your own transportation company like I do. I started by myself and used to carry them in my own car and what have you, which is not smart. You don't have the proper insurance.
Yeah.
You want commercial insurance. Ultimately, you want to separate church from state. Even if you have one van or two vans or three vans or even a school bus, you can set up a separate LLC and have that as a separate entity. Okay, your fuel card just for that.